for her body shape. She looks like a man. She's okay with it.
She's always talking about her body, isn't it?
Yeah, her songs are about it. She's okay with it.
How does your family feel about you actively being in music?
Music is universal. I mean, am I doing something wrong? I asked myself. The first person who pushed me was my husband. He pushed me for it. I don't have any hard feelings for Vaisalab. He's my guy now. We are okay with each other. It's just that the style of music he does, I thought initially, like, will I be able to do any song with him ever? That you left out this artist. You left out these deserving artists.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm never nominated.
So Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of On the Table. I'm your host. My name is Chimweka, or simply Chimweka. Sometimes I wonder why. I've got the team here. There's Tumu. There's Kapalo in the background. I wonder how people allow me to wear white. I've always been told white is not good for TV, but they're the only people who never complain about me wearing white. So I don't complain either. I wear white. I mean, I love wearing white. I think white is a nice color. So if they don't complain, hey, let's not start working on things that are not broken, right? But great show we have today, and interesting enough, my guest is also in white as well, and she is an artist who's got a brand new song out. It's been out for a bit of some time now. It features J-Max, a song titled "Never Give Up," and it's not the first time I'm hosting her on the show. We did host her. She was actually reminding me that it was last year. I thought it was like early this year, but it was last year. Time goes by really fast. Allow me to welcome Swati Patel. How are you doing?
Namaste, Mulishani, Mulibwanji. I'm great, and definitely white looks good because I'm wearing white.
Yes. I mean, it's hot also these days. So, I mean, black is not the best color to wear, but white, right?
Yes.
No, great to have you here.
Same here.
Last time we had this conversation, you were joining online. I think you were in Dola at that time.
Yeah, I was
right?
in Ndola.
But in Osaka during this period, and we're happy that you've paid us a visit and you're
I'm
here.
equally happy and excited.
Yes. And looking forward to a great conversation. I know we have quite a lot to talk about. But first of all, my team was just reminding me here that I actually haven't hosted a female guest in a while. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is actually true.
The industry is still male dominated, so it's everywhere.
It seems like it's everywhere. I honestly can't remember. I don't know if you guys can remember. I don't remember the last female in anything, whether artist, like musician or an actress. Unfortunately, you are 2-on-1, so I've made up for it because you're an actress and you're a musician, right?
So, is it because you don't invite, or is it because they don't come?
I think it's a bit of both. There's some who haven't come. There's some we've invited. But also, I think maybe it's also just in our part. We haven't really invited a number of them.
We have a lot of great talent inside in terms of female artists or actresses or any celebrities who are pushing out there. I think it will be great if you people also give that push. It gives extra motivation.
But how do you think the industry is faring, even just with the female entertainers? And we'll make it broad by saying entertainers making themselves available.
Like exactly what are you trying to say?
So like in terms of them also pushing in the industry, because if you look at the artists, if we had to name artists, say even 10 artists, the top 10 artists, how many of them will be female? How many of them exist that are female? Do you think that there's enough females, in this business?
This is a question which doesn't have a single answer or a point answer. There can be various reasons. I remember was it last year? B-Flow had posted something about female artists, why there are not, I think it was about the challenges female artists face. So I know, because I'm also a female artist. I know how the challenges we face. And if you see the industry has been male dominant, but I won't every time blame that. We also, as ourselves as female artists, we also need to take up our charge, and we need to work on ourselves, and we need to understand our strengths, our weaknesses, where we can we can work on ourselves, and how we can push our brand. Because I also remember, like, a lot of male artists are also coming up and they are saying, I wrote song for her, I wrote song for her.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like, you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You can't feel good about it.
Mm.
So I think instead of investing on hiring songwriters, why don't you invest that time to learn songwriting?
Mm. Mm.
Isn't it? Because see, there are certain skills like we are born with, like, but there are certain skills you learn. For example, when you pass grade 10, okay, and you want to become an engineer, you are not born an engineer, right? You might have that passion, talent, you might have that intelligence, but you need to get trained. So I would rather advise these artists, like, definitely they're talented, and keep pushing, keep believing in yourself, learn new skills, learn how to get that edge. Because I have also seen, depending on others really doesn't work. You have to be the CEO of your brand, you have to be everywhere. And when you depend, and what if that person is not available or goes off on you, your work is stuck. Like for me also, a lot of times I have got people, and you will see they have disappointed me. I've spoken about it last year also with
Yeah.
you, right? So I've just been myself everywhere, right? From production to writing the song, writing the concept for my video, right, to marketing. If you see, I usually even move alone. It's better to be alone than to move around with hopeless team of people. So I just feel like work with people who are right, push yourself. And as in male artist or the industry needs to change that criteria. Because you see, even if there's a song, like a male and a female artist together, a lot of times a female artist gets overshadowed. It's always the male artist you talk about. You're getting me? And even if for shows, if you go, how many times have you seen a female artist being a headliner? Very rarely, very rarely. So how do you just blame us? Because it's not, for example, point A to point B, okay, a male artist is here. He can, maybe, for example, he can have few challenges. I'm not saying they don't have, and go to the studio. But for example, if you ask me, I am married, I have a daughter. If I have to get up, I have to get the house done. I have to make sure my daughter's, everything is ready, the routine is there. I have to set up everything. I need to set up the schedule, everything. Then I go there. So, there are challenges that we also face. And I'm not saying male artists don't face, they do face, but just be fair. You should be, even we've been hearing about exploitation of female artists. That shouldn't happen. Give push to the talent, whether male or female. Just support them genuinely if you really want to support. Yeah.
And I'm happy you've highlighted all those things, because those are things that I guess females face. But it seems like it's a problem in different fields, not just in music. Because even you look
Exactly.
at politics, right?
Even sports.
Even sport, there's all these challenges. But the most ironic thing is that across the globe, in the whole wide world, there are more females than there are males. In Zambia here, the population statistics are there. We have more females than we have males. So one would expect that the numbers are favoring the females, so they should be doing better. But it's not the case when you look at these different fields.
I'll tell you what. I remember the case of Barbara Banda.
Yeah.
Before she went international, how much people were criticizing her for her body shape. She looks like a man. Nobody was actually talking about her game, the skill she has, that she's a talented sports person. They were just trying to highlight about her physical, body, how she looks. But I think she looks great. She's comfortable being like that, and that's how she has maintained, and that has taken her international. We all know our body types, right? Exactly. I mean, you know your body type.
Yeah.
What you, because others are slim, you can't be slim, right? You know your body type. You know what you're doing, right? So this is how we are. When you go to, as I said, in sports also for female, they'll highlight. If suppose if you're playing tennis, right? They'll highlight on the skirt. The focus is on the skirt. Oh, she's hot. right? So I also remember, I don't know which blogger was it, had posted about, I was it Tovela Kaira or who, I don't remember exactly. He posted a lunch with her or a 10,000 kwacha.
Yeah.
Like they make such post. If you make such post about a male artist, everybody might choose either. They might say 10,000 or a date with, for example, Chilevan or Yo Maps, whoever you mention. But if you make a post like that about a female artist, they will say dirty things.
But don't you think that sometimes for women and for females, especially in entertainment, they bring it upon themselves? Because there's some times where you see what some of these people share. They share these provocative photos. It's like they are objectifying themselves, and then when people get to react like that, then they begin to complain. We've seen artists who do that, where they post all these photos where people will comment about their bodies and what they're wearing. But when people, but they don't want people to comment. They share those photos, but don't want people to comment.
No, I'm saying the way people have an attitude of looking, at a post. If that same post is made for
Yeah.
a male artist, you will
But
choose.
you get my point.
I got your point.
And don't you haven't you noticed that?
You know what?
And I know, and it's good I'm asking you because I know with the Indian culture, I believe in most of your cultures, you're very particular about things like that, aren't you? So why do you think about that as well? Because we see this
See, as
happening.
if you remember, my first point earlier, what I said is also our responsibility.
Yeah.
Right. So how you brand yourself, I spoke about that.
Yeah.
It's also our responsibility how you spoke. So now, if you are like, for example, Deborah. She's okay with it.
She's always talking about her body, isn't it?
Yeah, so songs are about it. She's okay with it. So I cannot sit and complain, or you and me can't complain about it, because she is okay about the song she does. She knows her brand. She knows the kind of song she wants to do. I don't have any problem with her. I'm just telling you an example. Like every artist knows what their brand is. So they have to take the responsibility of what their brand is about and how they are presenting it.
Yeah.
Like, I am comfortable, dressing up myself.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable. Some may not like it also, like they want to see me wearing shorts, or they want me to see, but it's okay, they want to see, but I'm not comfortable. So I know what I'm doing. I am comfortable being fully dressed. It's my choice. Now I cannot talk about others' choices. You see, I cannot talk about that.
But do you think it's also an issue of culture that maybe limits you from doing that?
No, I won't say that, because in India also there are people who wear shorts. There are item songs. There are songs where they expose their body. So I mean, this is everywhere now.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. It's just a matter of fact, like how ready are you for that criticism, for that comments? You getting me? So
Yeah.
it's upon you. Like, it's your own responsibility of how you present your brand, and if that's how you will expect feedback.
How does your family feel about you actively being in music?
They're okay. In fact, my daughter also comes and tells me, my friends, they are your fans. They were saying, can we get a pic with your mom?
Oh, really? How old is your daughter?
She's 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So actually, initially there was a bit of, when I started, I was also a bit like scared, I can say nervous, like, because this is something different. Nobody in a family of generations, like in my in-laws or my family, my mom's family have like actress, and my grandfather used to sing, but it was a bit like being married and then you come in a different culture, different society, different country, and you're trying to do this. I used to have mixed feelings, but then I was like, music is is universal. I mean, am I doing something wrong? I asked myself. I'm a person who believes in fairness, so I have to be fair with myself. If that is passion, that is talent in me, and the first person who pushed me was my husband. He pushed me for it, and even others who were asking why is she doing this, that, then he told them, is she doing something wrong? No, then it's okay. And with time everybody's attitude changed. Even people from outside, even community members, they started coming and telling my family, oh, we saw your daughter-in-law's video, we saw your wife's song, she's doing good. Because see, I know what I'm doing. If you pick up any of my music videos, there's no vulgarity, there is no promotion of alcohol or abuse. I always talk about some issues that we face in real life, or I have a message in my songs, or they are feel good songs.
Okay. So yeah, I've noticed that. I mean, the message also is there. For example, your latest song, "Never
Yeah,
Give
never
Up."
give up.
I mean, has a very clear message there. But even with you actively being in music, what's your approach towards this? Are you seeing it from a commercial side, or is it for you like, okay, I love music and let me just do music uh, as a hobby, as something for fun, or are you seeing it from a commercial and business side?
In my childhood, I used to write poems.
Okay.
Like, I've been an introvert person all my while. Like, I've been introvert. You'll never find me outside. You'll never find me in parties. And that talent I had of an artist, like a musician, I only explored it after coming to Zambia, because there was so much music around here. There's so much of Zambian music industry is big in Zambia, like music industry here. Every other house there's a musician, and people love your music. So I think that helped to bring out the artist in me. And I believe you should be capable. You should focus on being capable, focus on what you love doing, and success and commercials will automatically follow. If I start working from only the point of commercials, then I may not call myself an artist, because I'm not trying to bring out what I really want. Like, for example, I might have songs which don't even have many streams, but at the end of the day, I'm satisfied because I did it. Like, for example, the song I did, Cheer Myself, it doesn't have many streams, but it's a very beautiful song. It's a kind of song I can
And
even,
catchy as well.
yeah,
It's a very
I
catchy
can
song.
perform it even internationally.
Yeah.
Because that song has most, like, I can see, for example, I performed at a pageant show, international audience, and they loved it. They were even dancing, and they even came and asked me, where can we find this song, like. So no, it's not always about numbers. Sometimes there are songs which are big in numbers, but they are not seen on streets. There are some songs which are on streets but have less numbers.
That's very true. With a valid point. I mean, there's a number of artists we can name,
Yeah.
and I guess it's what music is, right? Like it's very relative and subjective, depends on one's preferences and interest, and so on. But have you been making money so far out of music?
I won't really say, like, yeah, I'm on streaming platforms. So, it's tough in Zambia. I'm telling the monetization and all. Ish, my YouTube also, as long as it was in India, like, it was at least generating. But again, the change of country location,
Yeah.
we are not monetized here.
Yeah.
But what I think a lot of artists, not only me, who are making are through shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I make only through shows.
Oh, okay. So through shows you've
Yeah.
been able to make money, and even with that, how exactly are people receiving your music? I know you've also done quite well with engaging, artists, the artists that you've worked with. You seem to have a very good relationship with J Max. Don't you? How's that going?
See, I'll, like, in terms of my relationship with artists, right?
Yes. First of all, let's talk about your relationship with um, people receiving your music, especially when you perform, because you're saying like you're making money through shows.
Yeah.
But when you go out to perform, how exactly are people receiving your music?
I think I'm an entertainer. That's a plus point for me. So sometimes, even if somebody doesn't know my song, they still vibe to it. They still dance with me. And I feel, you know what, like when Swati goes on stage, that song, the feel of my songs which are there, like it's Indian Afro. If you've heard my songs, any song you pick up, it's refreshing, it's different, the vibe is different, the fusion of instruments that we do of Afro and Indian. So even if somebody doesn't know, they will still want to see, because this is something different. What is it like, they want to watch. And my fans, I do have a fan base. People love me. Like, recently I even posted like a clip of my event in Endola at the stadium, where I went on stage and people were singing along with me, Jhoom Boom Boom. Now, Jhoom is a Hindi word. So I feel like I've achieved when, I can make you people sing my language, and you are singing my song. If not the full song, but at least the chorus, you're vibing like Jhoom Boom Boom Paddy. They're saying that. So, what more for an artist? an artist is always hungry for the love of an audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think there is fan base, it's growing. Some people, as I said, they don't know my name. They know me by Sita, or they know me this Indian lady, because I know my name is not a local name. So sometimes that happens, but yes, they definitely know me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And with artists, I always choose artists I feel who are appropriate for the song's message. I depending on that, I take artists. Like for example, I did a song "Strength of a Woman." I strongly was for B Flow. Though B Flow was not doing much music that time, but I was very strongly for him because he advocates such activities. He's for humanity. He's a humanitarian. So he is the right person, because just cannot bring, okay, this artist because he's popular, get him. It's not that way. You have to bring in people who will bring the right energies to your song, and it should be the right fit for the right song.
And J Max has been the right fit.
Yes, for Never Give Up. Yes, definitely. Actually, we did first song Jilele.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we did that. That was me featuring him, and that was the first time. I was newcomer that time. Second, because people loved Jilele and they've always been asking us, when is next Swati J Max coming? So second, we did Jhum Bum Bum, which was a collaboration. And for this song, actually, this song is dedicated to upcoming artist. And yes, Never Give Up. It is strongly dedicated to upcoming artists, struggling people, because I wrote this song when I was feeling low and I wasn't feeling okay with the things that happening with me, as I'm hustling in this industry. So I was like, whom should I feature? Then I remembered J Max is one good example who always supports upcoming artists genuinely. And he even said, upcoming Ali Powerful.
Yes.
So he was my first choice for this song. Like, I did have other people in mind, but I was like, no. And secondly, you saw the video, if you've seen, it's shot in India and Zambia.
Yeah.
I also wanted somebody who will cooperate with me, because it was not easy for me. I was shooting in India. The same day we were shooting in Zambia. So, I cannot again work with people who will be difficult. You understand? J Max is a friend. He knows my journey from day one, what I've been doing. He believes in my talent, and when I made him listen to the beat and the message, he loved it. Like, he himself, you won't believe, he has hired up, because of the load shedding, he himself hired an apartment to record that. And he said, I won't leave the apartment until I finish this project for you.
Wow.
Because that is the kind of person J Max is. He's humble, and if he believes in something, it's not even easy to work with him. It's difficult. But if he genuinely likes a project, he will even contribute from his end. He's like that. Yeah.
That's nice. So where did you record it from? Is it Kabwe here, Nola?
I've gone to three studios for this.
Really?
So the producer is Fego.
That's his producer, isn't it?
He has produced it from here. I even made the beat together with him here. Then I recorded my part in Ndola, and J Max recorded here. Yeah. So the production is only the video shoot. We had Indian team also on it.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So how does it work with someone like J Max? So you don't have to pay him for a feature?
So, as I said, people are different. Like, if you ask me also, if I genuinely like somebody's work, I believe in their project, I may not even charge. So I think with me and J Max, we have been day one friends. But apart from friendship, we know each other as an artist. Like, before becoming friends, we know each other as an artist. So I remember when I did my first song, he had seen it on Y-Zone, ZNBC, that show. So when I contacted him, he even said, I know you, I've seen your video, and I would love to work with you, before I could even say anything. So, that chemistry of blending in well on music we have. And whenever I have a project, like, it's very rare to find such gem of a people who believe in you, blindly. Like, okay, it's your song, I believe in you. He trusts me on that. Like, he knows. Like, even for the video, he never asked me how I'm doing the video. He just said, I know you're going to put in best. Because if somebody has seen you from where you come, how you've been hustling, and if they believe in your talent, that's the support he gives me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So to answer my question, so you don't pay for a feature?
I've not paid him.
You not paid. Okay.
But yes, if there are any logistics or something, I have to.
Of
I don't make
course.
him pay from his pocket.
Yeah, of course. I mean that just works. But you mentioned some difficulties with getting artists on board and chemistries. I want to talk about that after this break. Dave,
Like
yeah.
why celeb? He's
Why
just,
celeb still in Kitwe?
and I salute him for that. He has stayed in Kitwe. Everybody was even asking, so how many days were you in Lusaka? I was like, I proudly said, no, this is a copper belt production. I don't have any hard feelings for Celeb. He's my guy now. We are okay with each other. I never have any problem with him. It's just that the style of music he does, I thought initially,
What do you think about awards in Zambia?
I feel they're not fair. Some point I feel the structuring, because a lot of times you see people complaining that you left out this artist, you left out these deserving artists.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm never nominated.
So welcome back to On the Table. My guest is Swati Patel. I was almost calling you by your actress name, which you of course get quite a lot, don't you?
Sita.
Yeah. I bet people are just always calling you by
Sita, yeah.
by Sita more
Yeah,
often,
more.
right?
Yeah, they say my Sita, our Sita. So I have to tell them my name is Swati. But it's okay if they call me Sita because that character they loved.
Yeah, yeah. And what was that like as well? I mean, playing your roles and as an actress and playing the role of Sita.
I enjoyed actually, like when Bob and Kosha sir, see, you asked me previously one question, right, about making money through music. Do you know how I was casted for Sita? Through my first music video. So Bob and Kosha sir never saw me in person. He just somebody like he was looking for an Indian actress, and like he had certain requirements. Then somebody suggested him about me. He saw my music videos, and that is how I got casted for Sita. And when he saw, he said, "She is my Sita." That belief, like that belief he had. We directly meet on the set for the shoot.
Really?
Yeah. So, and day one was a bit tough because suddenly it was new for me, and it takes few days time to get into the character and understand character, because I am not Sita in real life. So first day was a bit tough, but second day I got into it, like getting comfortable with people, getting comfortable with the cameras and all this.
Mm,
So it's been pretty good experience. We are waiting for season 2.
okay. All right. Interesting. Back to the music side. Who are some of the artists you have? Maybe if you've got a checklist of artists you'd like to work with, who are you looking forward to working with?
Mm, Chef 187
Oh, that'll
is
be
there. Roberto. Roberto is the first artist I knew about from Zambia. I'll be very honest. When I came to Zambia, he's the first artist I followed. Because I feel he's very international, and the works he puts in. Then Yo Maps, yeah, we met before also, like in 2020, we've done a show together. So I follow his music. Yeah. Yeah, these are some of the artists that even Tilo, I love his style. I've been knowing him from a long time. We want to work with each other, like, but it's like, I don't know, it just comes out, a project comes out and you feel like, no, now I want to drop this project. It's like that. But yes, I think there are many artists. In fact, even the new wave artists, there's so many, I feel they're so good. Like, I want to work with some of them and collaborate with some of them. Like, Georgie is good, Rooster is good, Jessica Links is nice.
yeah.
Yeah, even I heard about this guy, Macmillan.
Who's that?
Though, I heard a song of Tikolva was same,
Oh, okay.
but that guy
Yes,
was not in
yes,
the
yes,
video. He's
yes.
but I know that voice.
I there was no, I've heard about that song, but I'm trying to think of who was there. Is it was it Nachi LP? Oh, I think you must be talking about Case Adams.
No, no, it's Macmillan. Yeah,
Oh, that's
Case Adams is also good. He has his own style. So what I like about the new wave artists, they're all coming with their own styles. Even in female, Mampi is somebody I look up to. Like
yeah.
you see, look at her. Even at this age and at her this time of the period, how she keeps herself, the way she presents on stage. Like she's an iconic person. So Mampi is one of them. Sampa the Great.
Yeah.
I've been following Sampa from a long time. So there are a number of artists like you never know like I never thought I'll work with Vice, but I did.
And I've noticed that you've got so you seem to have like a thing, a soft spot for the Coppola artists. Is it because you're Coppola yourself? I know Jemex from Kabwe, but a lot of people feel he's got that Coppola appeal because of his rapping Bemba and
No,
he's got
it's not
that
about.
gangster.
No, no. Actually, I'll tell you what. I don't have any hard feelings for Viceleb. He's my guy now. We are okay with each other. I never have any problem with him. It's just that the style of music he does, I thought initially, like, will I be able to do any song with him ever? But when I came up, and a lot of people are saying, Swati, you and Viceleb, you and Viceleb. So I like, if people are saying there is something. If people are pointing out, I have to think about it. Then I like, if I do a song with Viceleb, it has to be very powerful. It has to be fiery, fierce, not like a love, soft song. No, no, it has to be something dangerous. So I came with the concept of a cop and a thief. So that Dhoom Dhadaka, it stands on 800K plus views now. So he played the role of of a thief, and I played the role of a cop in the song, international cop who has come to and the chemistry was amazing. We did well, we worked well, we vibed along. So sometimes as I said, sometimes you may think you may not be able to work with this artist, but it might be a good chemistry when you work together. And it's not like I have a soft corner for Kopala, but I think sometimes Kopala, that side of artists are more humble. They are at least they are the way they talk, and at least the approach. Lusaka is for business.
Even relationship wise, it's that's for business in Lusaka. But I think that's true. I mean, people from the Copper Belt, and also they are very open to working. Like they're very open minded when it comes to putting in the work. I mean, a lot of people even in media will tell you when it comes to interviews,
Yes, yes.
Copper Belt artists are more
I'll
open
tell
to
you
things
why.
like
I'll
that.
tell you why, Chimweka, it happens. Everything is in Lusaka. So I've seen the copper belt artists. They also want to be noticed. They also want people to respect the work that we are putting in. We also work hard, but the opportunities or the stage we don't have that much. How many copper belt artists even get to headline? Like you understand, big shows also happen here. It's just the Gopala experience that has started now, or the Mozi. These are the only two big events I think that happen now in Copper Belt. Apart from that, which other shows have you heard of? So
Where a Copper person is headlining.
big events which happen in Kopala,
Oh,
apart
okay,
from
okay.
Kopala experience
Experience,
and
okay.
Mozi.
I see.
So
I get your point.
the reason when you know value of struggle, when things are not easily available, you respect those things. You know the value of coming
Yeah.
for an interview. Because we don't have those things there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
people from the soccer, it's like it's at their disposal. So, okay, that's a valid point. But which also brings another point because we have a situation where we see artists from the Copper Belt make their way here. A lot of them relocate. We have very few people who have decided to just stay
Like
there.
why celeb? He's
Why
just
celeb still in Kitwe?
and I salute him for that. He has stayed in Kitwe and he wants to
Afunika,
push. Yes.
Afunika is in Chingola, So
Yeah.
we still have artists like that who say, "Hey, okay, that's what it is."
Even me, Swati Patel, I'm still
Yes.
in Ndola.
Still in dollar, still representing dollar. But I think even the Dope Boys are also still in dollar, right?
Yeah.
So we see that, but we have a number.
Tilo also. Right?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Tilo as well. But we have a number of artists we can mention who have just said, you know what, business is in Lusaka, let me move there. Even Jessica Links, I think now is last time he was asking me like, yo, where can I find a house in Lusaka, So it's one of those situations. But do you think that also contributes to what's happening from the Copper Belt? Because if we look at it in the Zambian music industry, the top artists, a lot of them are actually from the Copper Belt.
Yeah.
So imagine if all of them were located still in the Copper Belt. Don't you think that would have also made promoters get to realize that the entertainment industry is big there, and we should focus there.
As they say, Kopala is a nation.
Couple as a nation,
Yeah.
for real.
So, you know what? I think it needs joint efforts. I'm an artist. I also want to do a lot of things. But what about the event organizers? What about the sponsors? Everybody has to come on board, right? You alone can't be like, okay, I want to do an event, I want to do this, I want to do that. But again, it requires team. In other ways, if you want to do a show here, like you have at least the access is more easy compared to us. We struggle in a lot of terms there. So I think it needs a lot of other people also to come on board. Even the TV channel should have a station there also, to have a branch there also. A lot of people in Kopala also listen to radios. I've observed, like every other shop or store or even taxi, they're listening to radio. So why don't some radio stations come there? It's only Sun FM which is popular in Kopala, I think, and the local other ZNBC and Yar FM. These are some of them which are popular in that area. But Sun FM, I think, is all over Zambia, right? So there's only some stations which are there who are promoting.
Sun FM is from Dola, so
Yeah,
maybe that's
yeah.
why.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You'd hear of it.
And I really even appreciate Bob and Kosha, sir. When we did that series Sita, everybody was even asking, so how many days were you in Lusaka? I was like, I proudly said, no, this is a Copperbelt production. And you know where it was? In Kalulushi. He has made a production studio in Kalulushi.
Oh, is Bob? Where is he from? Is he from Kalulushi? Or?
Yes, he's from Kalulushi.
Really?
And he has made a production studio. Now you see, people like him also are trying to push. But where are the people to support it?
Yes. That's good. That's good. So the year is coming to an end. Recently, we had the Diamond TV Personality of the Year awards. I know that soon, people will get talking, but somehow the Ngoma awards, people don't really talk much about the. Like people don't make a fuss about it online. I've noticed that. But you look at Kwacha Music Awards, the Diamond TV Personality of the Year awards, and so on. Usually, we'll get people talking. Others will complain. How come this person? How come not me? How come? What do you think about awards in Zambia?
I feel at some point they are fair. Some point I feel they're not fair. Some point I feel the structuring. I'm not I'm not really much into following a lot of it, but whatever when something happens, for example, Kwacha awards have happened, you will see it will be all over the Facebooks or all over the social media. So definitely I can't say no, I don't know, no, I'm lying. I know what's happening, right? So for example, I was very surprised how come Don't Go Away doesn't get a song of the year. Like it was one of the biggest songs, not only in Zambia, out of Zambia, and even Chester's song Bacha Bacha, it was even today people make reels on it, but it was not nominated. So I feel who even sits for the committee, So maybe if possible they should invite me also to be the committee member next year.
But you see those awards, and I always love this conversation because I understand how these things work, and I feel like a lot of people don't understand. The explanation is there, but people don't want to listen. I know for a fact, and I mean I can't speak on behalf of the Kwacha, or I'm not a spokesperson, but I understand and I know how it works because they've explained it. So I can say it based off how they've explained it. They say that these are radio awards. So number one, the first question you should ask is, did this artist even take time to submit? Right?
So you have to submit for nominations.
No. Submit to radio stations.
Your song.
Today, people feel like, oh no, radio is not a big thing. But the simple complain when radio station.
But I've also observed in the nominations there are artists who don't even have song in this 1 year.
So you find that, but again, what also comes from that is, I think radio stations have also come to realize that, well, if we wait for people to submit their songs, it could be a different discussion. So what they do is they allow for people to nominate. So people call in, people do all these things. So people let the radio station know what songs they are feeling at that particular time. So different radio stations will compile.
So the formula here is, if you have a song which can be big, just drop it before the awards so it gets noticed. Because you see, people even forgot about Chester's song to nominate it when it's one of the biggest songs,
No,
like.
so who's to blame? It's the people, right? Are you going to
I
blame the
won't.
fans?
I won't exactly blame. You see, social media is very tricky. Like
Yeah.
it's about how you trick people, how you guide people, how you show them, how you present them. Right. I'm not saying you're tricking. I'm just giving an example. How you
Yeah.
about the social media is how you present them. So I think even the structuring. You
But you
see,
see again, just come on that, because those are radio, so that's not social media. It's
radio
radio.
awards.
It's radio awards. So people who were nominating were
But
people who were
again,
polling and submitting.
what if those radio TV, radio DJs, radio stations have their own favorite artist? That is also important because I've observed in this industry, it's also about connections. No matter how much work you put in,
Yeah.
it's also about connections. You know that?
Then means there's no point of having awards at all, because
No, you should have
you
awards.
know what's going to happen.
Uh,
Because so the two ways. So awards happen in two ways, and that's why I say I have so much interest in this because I understand how it works. So the two kinds awards happen in two ways. It's either you let people nominate and vote, or you yourselves you get a group of a committee who get to decide. So now it works in two ways. When people get to vote, people complain saying, no, these people, they don't understand music. How can they vote for this person? This song is not even that good. But again, when you let a group of people decide, for example, you are saying who makes the committee, let me be in the committee. If you have to be part of the committee, they'll say, that committee has their own favorite people. So those awards are fake. Because Swati is good friends with J Max. So that's why J Max
no,
won.
no. I was
So that's how
that
it works.
that was a joke. How can I be a part of committee? I'm also an artist here.
No, I'm just giving an
So,
example because
yeah,
they'll always
so-
say that.
yeah, yeah.
They'll maybe see a picture of you with someone. They'll say, "Oh, okay, so that's why this person won because we saw Swati one time with Y Celeb."
No, I spoke about connections because you see certain radio, because I've personally experienced that certain radio and TV personalities, even if you submit, they complain, oh, you don't submit your songs, then how do we know? How do we play? But even if you submit, you'll see they will not even be playing the songs. That also I've observed. And I think Diamond TV has opened this thing, right? You give people a choice to nominate, right?
Yeah.
But I think other awards, they just give up their own list that then you have to vote for them. So I think it's better first you have a structure like an artist, you say, right? I think you should have a category of singer and songwriter. A lot of artists are not song.
But Mr. Crown was nominated. You do know that,
Yeah,
right?
he was nominated. Yes.
Even Chester was. I think it's a category where Chester was also nominated.
No, I think that song wasn't nominated by.
Maybe the
by
song
Charles.
wasn't, but I think he was nominated.
He was nominated. Yes, I remember for
yeah.
some song. So
So-
that's why I said I felt some were fair. I'm not talking about the fairness of who did it. I'm saying about the outcome. I'm saying about that. Somewhere I felt no, don't go away. I am not like I personally know Mr. Crown. No, I'm just saying like from my observation, it's not easy, to trend your song out of the country.
Yeah.
So I feel Don't Go Away should have got at least one award. I feel like that.
So meaning the people are the problem because they didn't vote enough for.
I don't know who is behind what. I
it's the
personally,
people.
it's the people or committee who is choosing. I
No,
personally
because
don't
it
know.
was- it did it. So winners are based off how people vote now. So the public votes.
Maybe.
And he was nominated. He didn't win. So is it the people?
Maybe they influence people of the artist. People have their own favorite, right? So they have nominated for whom they felt favorite.
Exactly.
So I think somewhere even our own people also they have to support what's fair,
But then does it also make it unfair because that person who they vote is their favorite? For example, and I saw this happen where in the song of the year went to J Max and Pawi, and people were saying, some people were saying, Dreams single was a bigger song this year, and it had longer
See,
longevity.
that debate will always happen between fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So meaning the fans voted for Mpawi by J Max. So whether J Max has maybe a loyal fan base or more loyal fan base or more aggressive fan base.
See, Empavi has been trending now.
Yeah.
Right. So Empavi is a good song. I'm not saying it's not. Even Dreams single is a good song. It was everywhere. People were making reels on it. I'm not saying. I'm not trying to blame any song or artist. Every song like this year has been so competitive. Like you see, there's so many artists having albums. Like all of them are like top. Like then there are so many songs that have trended. what I'm trying to say, like when you see the result, you feel like, oh, okay, at least he should have got this one should have got recognized. We feel like that. I'm not trying to say that I'm trying to be, oh, this is a bad choice. I'm not trying to say like that.
But I think one thing we need to accept, even as artists, and I think as artists you also need to accept this, when it's People's Choice Awards, it's the people who vote. So if somebody has not, and that's just the, I don't know if it's, I can say unfortunate or fortunate truth, if someone has not really pushed their brand out there as much, unfortunately they're going to lose.
Do you
It's not,
show that?
it's not.
Do you show the graph of
Yes,
votes?
for
Like
example, the Diamond
I,
TV Awards, we always do. We, well,
oh,
we because that's now the preserve of the auditors. So we have auditors at the Diamond TV Awards who go through the website because people vote via the website. So
so it's available for us to even
it's
watch. Like
available. So
okay.
even some of people have been complaining. Guess what? We've been showing them the graphs. We
Mm.
just because of I mean, there's other issues involved, so it hasn't been put out for public, public consumption. But if any artist decides to request, we can definitely avail it to them, because auditors do go through those things and they verify. And
That
auditors
is
are regulated.
okay. That's a good thing.
Yeah,
If that's a good thing, because I also didn't know in depth about it.
yeah,
So good. Thanks, you have educated me on that.
yeah.
But I feel like again the categories of some certain awards. I've seen some artists, they don't have a song, and some who are deserving to be nominated were left out. So that somewhere we need to work. I just want to say that much. Like you need to work and study properly every artist. There might be also songs which are playing on radio and TV, but you might have left out. So I think a proper research should be done from how is the year calculated, from October to October?
So the year is calculated for most awards, it's from the time the last award show happened.
Yeah,
So,
like
for example, the Diamond TV Awards
mm,
happened on the 7th of November.
mm-hmm.
So, any song, even if the song drops, if your song drops today, you are still eligible for the next awards, which will be most likely November next year.
Mm-hmm.
So people should not get surprised if a song that was out in December gets nominated, because the calendar, the year is from the last award show to the next one. So,
Okay.
so any song that drops now, any song that has dropped now, or any song that dropped after the 7th, is eligible. So, for example, like this year, the Diamond TV Song of the Year, one of the nominees was Big Machines, 76 Drums, but he dropped the song last year.
Hmm.
That song was dropped last year, but it was dropped after the last
Last
awards.
awards.
So
Okay.
that's when the year is counted.
Okay. So I
Yeah.
just feel like whoever the committee members are, my only request is just go through the list properly, so you don't leave out, because a lot of times you see people complaining that you left out this artist, you left out these deserving artists.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm never nominated.
So what you need to do as artists also is tell people to nominate you. The other problem I've realized, that a lot of artists want to take it for granted that their song is so big, it will be automatic. But you're forgetting that you're competing with songs that are happening at that particular time. So even some of these artists, there should be no shame. As Swati, you should not be ashamed to tell people, nominate me, vote for me.
No, there's nothing
But
like that,
yeah,
because see, there are
but some artists don't want to do that.
there are like awards like Shining Star or Zikomo. These
Yeah.
these are international platform awards. I'm nominated for them, both of them, and I represent Zambia. So I think a lot of times I would say to people, sometimes I don't even feel like putting a post to nominate me, because the debate is always about, is she Indian or Zambian. But I think you should ask me, which industry do I represent, because from day one I have been saying I'm Zambia's first Indian Afro music queen. I've always been representing Zambia. So even if tomorrow I submit a song for Grammy, I'll represent Zambia, because the industry, my songs are not playing in Indian industry, they're playing in Zambian industry, right?
That's a good point. That's a very valid point. Look, we can go on with this conversation. Like I said, when it comes to award discussions,
It's tricky, it's complicated, we all have so many opinions. Hey,
yeah. But no, thank you so much for coming
thank you
through.
so much.
We're looking forward to more of the music, and I hope it don't take another year before we have another chat.
Hey, no. You should invite us female artists.
Yes, yes. I think it's a challenge for 2025, because I'll be ending my year. I'll be going on holiday soon, but I think for 2025, that's a good plan. But thank you, Swati, for coming.
Thank you, Natutela. Thanks for supporting Swati Music.
Thank you. And thank you as well for watching today's show of On the Table. Hopefully you've learned from the conversations that we've had. I think it's also been a conversation more than it's just been an interview. And you can always weigh in as well. We value your feedback. Whether it's negative, positive, we appreciate you interacting with us and just giving us what you think is going on. My name is Chimweka, or simply Chimweka. Bye-bye.